A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good afternoon, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you for tuning in with me. It's been some time since I had my last broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. And, of course, like many of you listeners already well know, I do have my own personal life. I am politically active in my local community out here, and at the same time, I belong to my local Chamber of Commerce. I'm a local business owner, and yada, 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 you know. So, technically, what it boils down to is that I am trying to allot enough time in my life to continue to do these broadcasts because I definitely think they're important, at least to those of you that actually listen and actually absorb the commentary that I'm trying to convey via the Blog Talk Radio Network. But we got a lot of things to discuss this early evening, late afternoon, and I'd like for you to get back to me if you have any kind of qualms, anything to say. If you're going to sound off like you got a pair, whatever the case might be, give me a call at 646-652-4869. That's the number to call if you want to call in and you want to try to go political fisticuffs with this man right here, because let me tell you something. If you listen to the last show, and the last show title was named The American Public Sucks. That was the name of the last show, The American Public Sucks, and frankly, folks, they do, okay? And we're going to get into all that here in just a moment. But, folks, if you've been abreast, if you will, with all the political news that has been fluctuating here within the past time since I've graced myself on the Blog Talk Radio Network, you well know that, you know, the economy is going up, you know, into oblivion. And it's not only here in America, it's a global thing, obviously, because you got the European markets trembling in their boots. You got the Asian markets trembling in their boots. You've had fluctuating stock market index averages. I mean, you had all kinds of nonsense happen. I mean, the Dow Jones went, almost to 7,000. I mean, we had an 8,000 point Dow Jones Industrial out here. So things are looking pretty bad. And if you happen to be a car salesman, or if you happen to be anybody that requires people to get some sort of credit or a loan or something of that nature to continue to conduct business, I know right now that this credit freeze that the country is under is hitting you very hard, not only in your pocketbook, but in your dignity, okay? Because, frankly, if you can't come home and, bring home the bacon, so to speak, I mean, it's pretty hard to look at your family in the face, but it's not your fault, folks. Well, frankly, it kind of is your fault, but you have to understand, folks, it's your fault because you didn't do a damn thing about what in the blue hell was happening right here in America. And this is what I harp on every single time I come up on this program and attempt to provide some political discourse. I mean, you know, the last subject of the show, on the last show, it was probably titled The American Public Sucks. And the reason I feel that the American public sucks, folks, is because all the horrific tragedy and the economic devastation and all the turmoil that we are seeing here in today's day and age, unfortunately has a lot to do with the American public's lack of interest in their political government out here, in their political hierarchy, and that sort of thing. And you see, folks, it really upsets me that you've got more people worrying about what rodent is going to be on the crotch of Paris Hilton than actually worrying about what's going on here in America, politically, economically, socially, morally. I mean, I can go on, folks, and for all you folks that have been listening to me on a consistent basis, you know that I have been yelling, I have been screaming with passion and fury about these subject matters while everybody else on the Blog Talk Radio Network is jerking your damn chain out here. You know, since I've been gone, since the last program that I've done, I've patronized these ridiculous Blog Talk Radio Network shows, and of course they're a bunch of malarkey. I see that the Blog Talk Radio Network decided to have some ridiculous shindig called Battle of the Blog Talkers, whatever in the blue hell that's supposed to mean. But you see, folks, this is what I'm saying. Nobody's talking about subject matters that affect you and I as American people. I was the first one here on the political scene on the Blog Talk Radio Network to basically predict this economic turbulence, folks. And if you don't believe me, I'm glad that we archive these shows and they're time, dated, and stamped, because I predicted this economic turmoil, and what did all these dumbasses tell me? On both sides of the political persuasion, whether it's Democrat or Republican, they were calling me cuckoo. They were calling me a nut job because I was making these observations about the economy. Well, let me tell you something, folks. For all you Nimrods that were out there flapping your fat Cheeto-stained fingers in my chat room during those times that I had my show, for all you ass clowns that were out there trying to desecrate my name, trying to spread slanderous lies about me, devoting shows to just smear my name and all that sort of crap, calling me a kook, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the economy, I told you, stupid, ignorant ass pieces of garbage, so. I told you so. I told you that this damn economy was going to collapse. It was just going to go under. It went under a little bit sooner than I anticipated. I anticipated that the damn economy was going to go under post this next Christmas. But let me tell you, the economy is hitting us up right before Christmas. I don't even know if we're going to have one more last damn good Christmas, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is serious. We got a credit freeze out here in America, and like I alluded to earlier in the program, if you happen to be a car salesman or any kind of person who is basically at the whim of commission to maintain your sustenance, and the only way you're going to create commission is if you sell high-product items, or high-priced items, excuse me, and you have to open up credit lines for a potential customer out here, you're not going to be able to open a credit line out here. We have a credit freeze, and you see what happened here. And you know, for all you folks that know about the bailout, you know that right after that damn bailout happened, I was steaming. I mean, I wanted to break stuff in my home out here. I wanted to throw crap out the window. I couldn't believe that we basically just gave up $700 billion of the American people's money. Actually, it's $850 billion, but who in the hell's counting? And we basically gave up our own money so we can put it in the bank so the banks can lend it back to us with interest. I mean, give me a break, folks. Give me a break. This is why I say the American public sucks. And they're stupid, and they're ignorant, because I had been talking about this crap the whole time. I had been providing discourse, all right? I had been providing discourse for a long time about this crap. I just don't understand. I just don't understand what in the blue hell is going on out here. I mean, is everybody going mad? I mean, I alluded to this in the last show. I suggested that the people out here, it's not that they don't realize what's going on. I believe they realize it. I mean, you have to be an absolute buffoonery. I mean, you've got to be the kind of idiot that would drown a fish. You know, the type of idiot that's just ridiculously moronic on a scale that couldn't even be measured if you don't know what the hell is going on out here. The last show I alluded to the fact that maybe these people don't care. I don't know if they don't care. I just alluded to that fact the last show. Maybe they do care, but maybe they just want things to get worse. I kind of alluded to that on the last program, but I honestly believe that. I think that the people out here in America, the majority, not these sporadic folk out here who actually have common sense and understand that this is not America anymore. This is not the America that we used to know. You know, this is not America any longer. I'm not speaking to you folks. I'm talking about the majority of America out here that is just completely, ridiculously moronic, that they actually want America to go down the tubes. I'm starting to actually believe that. You know, these Republicans out here, 5 years ago, they wouldn't be championing half the crap they're shoving out their hole nowadays. Have you heard any kind of Republican political commentary nowadays? They sound like liberals 5 years ago. And I made this observation very clear from day one. You know, before John Turncoat McCain even became the damn candidate of the Republican Party, I called that liberalism and feminism not only was taking over the Republican Party, but then let me tell you something, it's taking over all of America. All of America. And now, because of this economic crisis, and because of the lack of intellectual curiosity by the American public when it comes to this economy, you've got the American public begging. I mean, they're on their knees. They're pleading for their own socialism. Can you believe that, folks? We're actually begging the damn government to please give us socialism or give us death. I mean, can you believe this crap? This is what this crap is. I called this crap a long damn time ago, and let me, for all you folks that have been listening in and that understand where I'm coming from and, you know, that weren't, you know, these absent-minded jagoffs out here flapping their fat fingers on the keyboard, spreading slanderous lies about me, or just trying to provide methods of agitation to skew the debate. I really appreciate you folks. You're the only reason why I come up on this program, whether it's live or in the archive, because I have a lot of folks who listen to me through podcast. I really appreciate your patronage, folks, and I understand where you're coming from. I understand your pain. I've been here for the past year screaming my damn head off, having a half coronary on the microphone out here, because I have been the first one on the scene to make the observation that liberalism and feminism is taking over America, and you couldn't get any more blatant. All right, earlier this year, January, February, around that time, and you can look back in the archive if you don't believe me, folks, I was making this observation about liberalism and feminism infesting America, and I called this, damn it. I called it. And everybody thought I was a kook back then. You know, even Republicans, they were telling me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Ghost. You're talking out of your derriere. You don't know what you're talking about. Let me tell you something, folks. When in the blue hell, and I hate to keep harping on this, but obviously repetition is the only thing that sinks into the average American numbskull. But did you ever think, and I'm talking to true conservatives out there, true conservatives, did you ever think that you'd see the Republican Party try to justify teen pregnancy? I mean, did you actually believe that you would see Republicans justifying teenage pregnancy out here? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I told you folks that liberalism and feminism has infested America, and all we can do as conservatives is just sit back in complete awe at the stench of it. I mean, I can't believe what's going on out here. I mean, this is a rapid turn of events out here for America, and let me tell you, if you think that the American dream is still alive, you're sadly mistaken. All right, this is socialism, and it's not even socialism implemented the right way, folks. This is corporate socialism. And let me tell you, all you folks that are out here on your knees begging for your own socialism, you're begging the government, please bail us out, baby, please. You people are ignorant bastards, all of you, all right? Actually asking the government to give you money. Let me tell you something. If they want, look, I understand that maybe the government needed to do something in this precarious financial times out here, but I've been hollering about this all along. But the last thing the government should do is to take $700 billion of taxpayers' money. This is your money, folks. Every time you sweat, every time you break your back out there, selling your labor, when you're out there, just bringing home the bacon, you get taxed to death. And those taxes come out, and they're going right in the government's pocket, and you know what they did to you? They spit in your face. Instead of actually bailing out the people that needed to be bailed out, and I'm talking about individual workers, I'm talking about independent business owners, sole proprietor businesses. I'm not talking about corporate conglomerates, multinational corporations. I'm not talking about these anti-American companies. I'm talking about small business owners that are out here being squeezed dry. Those are the people that need to be helped out here. But no, you know what they're doing? They're giving the money to the banks so that the banks can lend it to us business owners out here, small sole proprietor business owners. They'll lend us our own money at interest. I mean, what's going on here, folks? Can somebody tell me what in the blue hell is going on out here? And it seems like the American public is just taking it. They're eating it like it's gravy. They're shoveling their damn gullet with it. It's ridiculous. It's sick. I'm just flabbergasted that I'm living in this day and age and nobody is even having the slightest bit of intellectual curiosity about what in the blue hell is going on out here. And you know what, folks? And you're going to have Republicans that are going to criticize me. You're going to call me every name in the book. But the bottom line is, folks, are they providing solutions? You know, I mean, I was listening to this ridiculous blog, the Battle of the Blog Talkers, or whatever this ridiculous mumbo jumbo that Blog Talk Radio Network was trying to have, conveniently, putting all the spotlighted characters that everybody who happens to patronize BTR you've come to know and love. You know, the old. I'm calling myself a conservative, but pushing out feminist and liberal views, Media Lizzie, and all those other jerk nuts that are out here claiming that there's one thing, but they're saying something else. These people were out here trying to, I don't know if it was a contest, I don't know what it was, but it was Battle of the Blog Talkers, and what were these morons talking about? Nothing but a bunch of garbage that doesn't mean anything between you and me. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, all right? I mean, both of these jokers that are up here for president, they're not saying anything that's going to affect you and I. All their initiatives, all of them, I'm talking about Barack Hussein and John McCain, all of their initiatives are induced by lobbyists. They're induced by people that have a highly suggestive influence. These people do not have a brain of their own. And if they did have a brain of their own, it's for their own self-interest, folks. These people don't care. And I don't understand how long and how hard and how loud I'm going to have to say that to you folks. That's why I say the American public sucks the chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper. I want people to get mad, for Christ's sake. Hey, if you have to get mad at me, well then get mad at me. But start thinking about it, damn it. Start thinking about what's happening to our country. This isn't America anymore. Frankly, folks, I don't know what this is. I don't know what day and age or, what kind of ideology. I don't know what this is anymore, and I'm surprised that America is just bowing down and begging for their own socialism. But, ladies and gentlemen, right now, welcome to the new socialist America, because that's exactly what we're living in out here. All right? That's exactly what we're living in. The bottom line is, no matter what you want to believe, we are living in socialism. And we're not even living in the correct form of socialism, folks. All right? We're living in corporate socialism, where the government is giving multinational corporations that could give two rats' asses about America and American people and the American interests. We're actually giving these bastards all of our tax-paying dollars. I mean, don't you understand what this bailout package entails? I mean, I don't think people really understand or really care to understand what this bailout package entails. This, and let me try to say this one more time in English that even the most moronic, Billy Carter beer-drinking idiot can understand. What is going to happen is $700 billion of our money, your money, my money, if you happen to be somebody who works hard for a living, all right, if you happen to be somebody who breaks their back, sweats, and it puts all they are into their labor, I'm talking about your money that's taken out for taxes. All right? $700 billion is going right to these scumbag corporations that caused all this economic turmoil and these banks. All right? $700 billion is going to go into these banks, and what are these banks going to do? They're going to lend it back to you. So let me get this straight. They are lending our money, our tax-paying dollars that we gave them to bail their asses out, and they're going to lend it back to us with interest. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? Do you understand how idiotic this is? This is what I'm talking about. Welcome to the new socialist America. We are not living in the free market system anymore. We're not living in the American dream where somebody could be born in poverty and with hard work, perseverance, and investment and patience, they can go and be something better, be something bigger. Let me tell you something, folks. This is a new day and age, and I know that most of you folks are more worried about, whether or not Britney Spears has panties on, or the latest rodent that's going to be on Paris Hilton's crotch, and all this ridiculous mumbo-jumbo that's fed to us through this ridiculous excuse of the mainstream media. But the bottom line is, folks, is we are living in a new frame of mind out here. We're living in a new socialist America. All right, we're bailing out corporations. This is corporate socialism. Not only are we bailing out corporations, we got the government already talking about another stimulus package. And for all you folks that have been listening to me on a consistent basis, you knew I was steaming mad when I heard about this damn stimulus package the first time. Now they're talking about a second stimulus package. Can you believe this crap? They're talking about implementing it by next month or something, or a month and a half, something of that nature. And I'm sure most of you materialistic jerk nuts out there who don't even realize what's going on in this economy are basically spending that money in your head just by me suggesting the thing, or just by me even bringing it up. All right? The bottom line is, folks, is that we as American people are responsible for what is going on out here. That's why I get a lot of hate mail from Americans, because they can't believe that I'm making comments like the American public sucks, and the American public is morons, and all that garbage. The reason I'm saying that, folks, is because I'm hoping I can light a fire under your derriere so you can get up and start participating in your government. The lack of government participation is what's got us in this situation here, folks. You being ignorant, you not worrying about a damn thing except flipping on the boob tube and, watching these ridiculous sexual depraved programs and all this violent programming that's being fed to us on a consistent basis. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is what's got us in this situation. And I'm sick and tired of coming up on the Blog Talk Radio Network and actually having people that are completely mindless. I'm talking about Republicans. I'm talking about Democrats. Both sides of the political persuasion, folks, are liberals, all right? And that's why they both hate me now. I'm a lifelong Republican up until this presidential election, because I saw the writing on the damn wall, and now because I am exposing the Republicans for being a bunch of bedwetting, long-haired liberal hippies out here, all of a sudden every Republican thinks I'm public enemy number one. All right? I mean, and you should see them in the chat room, and they'll be in here, folks. I guarantee you they're going to be in here, and they're going to be resorting to the same methods of agitation as those on the left. And it's really sad, all right? It's really, really sad. And I've got Felix in NJ in New Jersey who's saying in the chat room here, ghosts no one protest or they're criticized if they speak out at a town hall forum. Let me tell you something, Felix. I completely understand what you're talking about. It's this mob mentality, all right? It's this mob mentality out here that, as soon as you pose some sort of question of curiosity that doesn't go with the spit-back norm of these candidates out here, all of a sudden these stupid lab rats that are out here watching these morons start looking at you like you just farted on their best suit or something, and they want to throw a tomato at you because you just want to question. They want to question your public official, your public servant. This is what's wrong with America, folks, and this is why I'm saying the American public sucks. Because it does, folks. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there getting a little butthurt at the fact that I'm saying the American public sucks, but it does. Because it's our fault. And I'm not talking about you folks that are actually going out there and trying to participate in your government, that are actually going out there trying to come up with some of these commentaries that I'm providing here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, actually providing discourse about issues that are going to affect us as American people. I'm not speaking to you folks. And I'm sorry to generalize you folks in the same group of morons as the general American public. But frankly, folks, something needs to happen out here. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what needs to be done. because there needs to be a mental revolution. And what do I mean? And I hate to use the word revolution because people blow it out of context. What I'm speaking of, folks, is you need to get off your fat jelly ass, all right? Stop guzzling down the cheese whiz, all right? Put down the remote control, get up off your fat jelly asses, and actually go out and participate in your government on a local level, on a state level, on a federal level. You need to call these damn public servants, because remember, folks, don't let these idiots talk down at you as if they're Stalin or some crap. You know, that's what I don't understand about some of these politicians, even scumbag little peon freshman congressmen out here. They're out here trying to talk down to us and point fingers at us as if they're damn Stalin or Mao Zedong or some crap. Don't put up with it. Call these pieces of crap, all right? Call these dumbasses, whoever your congressman, whoever your senator is, call these ass clowns and tell them we don't want this crap anymore. We don't want corporate socialism. We don't want this ridiculous mumbo-jumbo you're feeding to us. We don't want multinational corporations being saved by the tax code. We don't want these multinational corporations to have anything to do with America any longer. They have ruined America. They have brought down the cost of labor. They are the ones hiring the damn illegal immigrants that are influx in this country at about 30 million plus, and that indirectly brings down the cost of labor. All right, we've got the means of production no longer in America, so anybody who happens to be out of a job, the only way that they're going to get a job is in the service industry. We've become a damn service industry-based America. We don't produce anything anymore except for cheeseburgers and entertainment, and then we wonder why in the blue hell our economy is going down the tubes. It's ridiculous, folks, and I'm telling you, I don't know what in the blue hell is in our future. I'm very concerned, and if you're a really true American that actually believes in the Constitution, that believes in the American way, folks, you need to get up off your ass and start doing some stuff. All right? Call your congressman. All right? Call your damn congressman. All right? And I agree with you, Felix. Felix is in here saying he wants to see protests, that, you know, just talking crap is not going to do it. I agree. But the problem is, Felix, just like you alluded to earlier in the chat room here, if one person decides to go to one of these town hall meetings and pose a question that's going to make the damn candidate stumble over his own tongue like he's, you know, trying to explain adultery to his wife or some crap, all of a sudden the damn crowd looks at you like you just farted on their Sunday dress, and they want to kick you out of the damn town hall meeting, and that sort of thing. What's unfortunate is that the American public is so hypnotized and so dumbed down that they don't want to protest. They don't want to protest. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it. People are turning into a bunch of bona fide morons, and it's scary. It's scary, and people may call me a kook. Hey, I'm a lifelong conservative. I was a lifelong Republican. But, folks, I see the writing on the wall, all right? When the Republican Party is going against its own principles, which was the conservative principles, all right? The conservative movement was the root foundation of the Republican Party, and now they just pissed it away like it was no big deal. They're embracing teenage pregnancy out here. They're justifying stupidity, all right? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous what's going on out here. This is not what the forefathers intended when they wrote the Constitution. And this is why I blame the American public, folks. This is why I have show names like The American Public Sucks and American Stupidity and that sort of thing, because it's America's fault. It's the American public's fault. Everybody's too worried about, oh, yeah, let's look and see if Britney Spears is, you know, shaving her noggin again. It's ridiculous. And I don't understand why nobody is talking about it. You know, somebody in the chat room here alluded to the fact when I was talking about the battle of the blog talkers that the Blog Talk Radio Network had here recently. they alluded to the fact that basically what that comes down to is you got a bunch of fat, bloated, blog talk radio jagoffs that are selling out to the mainstream media because they think that somehow they're going to become the next Katie Couric or the next Dan Rather or some crap if they're the best blog talker. It's ridiculous! And that's why I'm saying I'm calling out every blog talk radio political host. I don't care what their political persuasion is. All right? If you're not talking about the issues that affect America, and I'm talking about real economic issues, not pro-socialist crap, not pro-bailout crap, not pro-stimulus package garbage, I'm talking about pro-American free market rhetoric, then get the hell off of the radio, get the hell off the broadcast, we don't need you. Don't you understand, folks, that we are morally bankrupt socially? I have been talking about this for a long time, too. I mean, don't you realize that liberalism and feminism is what's ruining America? Single-parent families are now the majority of the day. Single parents. You've got teenage pregnancy now. Not only has it been running rampant for the past 15 years, you've got teenage pregnancy being justified by the damn Republican Party. What is going on here, damn it? Somebody call me up and tell me what the hell is going on out here. And give me some substance, give me some facts. This is not America anymore. America as we know it is gone. You're living in socialist America, and welcome to it. Welcome to it, folks. I hope you appreciated your stay in the American dream because we just woke up. We just woke up, folks. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about morality. I have somebody in the chat room saying that this country hasn't been moral for over 200 years. I beg to differ with you, sir, or ma'am. I don't care if I have a damn coronary. I don't care. Maybe this will help people understand what the hell's going on here. But the bottom line is we had morality. All right? We had morality. I remember a time when you were shunned. You were looked at as an outcast if you had a child out of wedlock. You were looked at as some sort of ridiculous imbecile if you had a divorce. Now the complete opposite has happened, folks. If you're not some woman who shitted out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers, then you're the one with the problem. If you're somebody who hasn't had a divorce and you're still on your first marriage to the person that you vowed that you'll spend the rest of your life with, then now in this new immoral America, you're the one with the problem. I read that 80% of babies born in today's America are now born to single parents. I mean, this is unfortunate, folks, and let me tell you, these are real true conservative issues, all right? I mean, I've already gotten to the economy. I've already said, welcome to the new socialist America. If you think that you're going to live in the free market American system where one can be born into absolute poverty and with persistence and hard work and patience and investment, they could become something in this society, that ain't going to be that way anymore, folks. You are witnessing corporate socialism. Corporate socialism. It's not even socialism implemented the right way, folks. This is corporate socialism. I mean, don't you understand that all the money that you pay in taxes, all right, most of that now is going towards this $700 billion bailout, all right? All right, now, what's going to happen is once these banks get a hold of these $700 billion, they're going to lend it back to you via credit cards, personal loans, home loans, car loans, business loans. They are going to loan it back to you with interest. And you see, folks, this is the new America we're living in. You know, this is the new America. You know, I see people coming in and out of my chat room. You know, they're listening to me for a couple of minutes and they're turning it off. You want to know why they turn it off? They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the fact that America is being flushed down the proverbial toilet. And you see, that's another problem with America. Once you start discussing the issues that are affecting us as a country, they don't even want to talk about it. I mean, once you start, talking about an issue that's going to get them all butthurt, they don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about something else. Let's talk about Paris Hilton. It's stupid, folks, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be American. I'm ashamed to be an American in this day and age. I never thought I'd see America turn out to be a land full of fruity-ass feminists and a bunch of imbeciles. I never thought I'd see the day. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. All right? I mean, this country, not only is it morally bankrupt, we are now economically bankrupt. Yeah. Yeah, now we're economically bankrupt. And isn't that great? I mean, with this bailout package, we've already sold out our grandchildren. Possibly our great-grandchildren. I mean, we're going to turn America here into a third world country within the next 10 years. I guarantee it, folks. And you don't believe me? Well, why don't you take a look and ask yourself a question, all right? When America was at its economic peak, we were producing things. You understand? We were the ones producing things that people in the world wanted. They wanted to buy. They wanted to consume. I mean, they actually wanted to go out and consume American products. We don't produce anything anymore in America. The only thing we produce is cheeseburgers and entertainment, and both of those products are a little defective in their own regard. I mean, have you had one of these damn genetically modified cheeseburgers at your nearest fast food joint with all this trans fat and with all this garbage that it's basically making us sick and making us turn into a bunch of fat, bloviated jerkasses and could possibly be making us dumb? I mean, I'm starting to believe that maybe it's something they're putting in the food that's making people stupid. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I mean, folks, this is no longer, all right? This is no longer America, okay? This is no longer America. I don't know what this is. And if you want to argue with me, if you're one of these stupid double-wide trailer-living, cheese-whiz guzzling pieces of trailer trash that are going to come up here and say, oh, you know what, boy, you're unpatriotic. You don't know what you're talking about. You give me a call right now, you piece of trash. 646-652-4869. I'm sick and tired of this blind patriotism when you don't even know what you're a patriot for. If you're a patriot for America that loves America, all right, America is more than guzzling down Cheese Whiz and watching Dale Earnhardt, go around a track for about 50 times or 500 times or whatever the crap it is. It's a lot more than that, damn it. You know what it takes? It takes you as an American person to participate in the mechanism of government. Because if you don't participate in the mechanism of government, folks, this is what you're seeing. What you're seeing in modern-day America, this is the consequence for a lack of public participation in their government. We are seeing it right in front of our very eyes. And what are we going to do, folks? There's really much, I can't find a solution. I mean, we are so screwed in every regard. I mean, morality, I used to be somebody who used to scream about morality on this program, okay? But I don't see that remedying itself or having somebody remedy it anytime, not even in the next couple of generations. I mean, 80% of the children born today are now born into, single parents. All right, and when single parents are out here, what happens? Well, let me tell you what happens, folks. If you happen to be a family, and I'm talking about a man and a woman who has children that are both theirs, that are both yours. Well, if you happen to have financial times in this day and age, and you go out and say, look, I just need a little help, okay? I just need a little help to get on my feet. I'm not somebody who feels that I need an entitlement program, all right? It's stupid. I just don't understand what's going on out here. I mean, I had a show, I think sometime in February, folks, and I always go back to this program because I talked to this one gentleman who just came back from Iraq, and he had trouble finding work. You know, he works in the construction industry. He had trouble finding work because of the influx of illegal immigrants that are basically lowering the cost of labor. So he called me up and says, Ghost, you know, I'm having a hard time trying to make ends meet. You know, I can't support my family. And he gets his wife on the phone. And I strongly advise, folks, if you want to listen to this show, it is a heartfelt, just unbelievable program. It happened in February. And thank you for tuning in there, Critical Thinker. It happened in February. This man gets his wife on the phone. His wife says, look, Ghost, you know, we're hardworking people. We're Republicans. We're conservative. All right? I went behind my husband's back to go out and try to get some help from this government that we pay taxes on our whole lives. We don't want a handout, she was saying. And that's one of the things she emphasized. She said, I don't want a handout. My family does not want a handout, but we need help. We need a little help to get back on our feet. Just enough so I can get a job and support my family. And you know what they said to her? They said, ma'am, because you have a husband and you're married, we can only give you about $150 a month for help. Here you go. But then the social worker alluded to the fact that, but you can get up to about $1,000 to $2,000 a month in government subsidies if you divorce your husband. Oh, yeah. You see, this is where it all comes down to. This is why I told all of you people that always criticize me for, you know, overemphasizing feminism. That is feminism at its finest right there, folks. That's the feminist movement infiltrating our social entitlement program system. I mean, they've already infiltrated the damn judicial system. It's ridiculous, folks. It's getting pathetic out here. And they've already infiltrated the damn education system. Have you talked to anybody under the age of 30 recently? I challenge you. Go out anywhere and talk to somebody who happens to be in their 20s, in their late teens, early teens. Preferably talk to the males, all right? I mean, they're fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, all right? I mean, these males nowadays that are being produced and that are going through the damn feminist education system, I mean, I just want you to observe for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go to your nearest shopping mall, some sort of a social arena, and just observe for yourself. And take a look at the, feminine physical attributes and the feminine vernacular of these young men out here. It's getting disgusting. And it's because of feminism, folks. Feminism caused this garbage. And I can go on and on, folks. I mean, seriously, I've talked about all these issues lots of times. Everything from the economy, everything from the damn moral bankruptcy of America. But folks, it seems to me that nobody really gives two rats' asses. So I'm going to cut this show short, folks. But I want everybody out there to know that conservative ideology, conservative principles are alive and well. All right? I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm going to cut this show short. I want to thank Felix in New Jersey, the Angry Christian, all the guests that we had, and Critical Thinker for tuning in with me. And I want everybody out there, if you can, please send out links to this show. If you know somebody who's going to hate me, please send them a link in the email. If you have somebody that may, find something enlightening, by my conservative commentary, please give them a link to this show, folks. I mean, we are now in the new socialist America. This is no longer the America that you and I used to know. And it's a shame that the American public is just sitting there with a Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up their colon pipes, not doing a damn thing about it. But let me tell you something, folks. I'm trying my damnedest to go out in my local community. I'm calling all my congressmen, all my senators, and I'm giving them a piece of my mind because remember, folks, they are public servants. They are there to serve you. They are a public servant. All right? And I strongly advise you, folks, Call these bastards. Make sure to call them, and if they don't listen to you and they don't want to talk to you, call your local media. Call your local writers in your newspaper and tell them about this crap. Folks, if we don't do anything, we are just going to willingly go into some sort of quasi-communist socialist America, and I don't want that. I mean, we need to get back on the moral high ground, we need to get back on the economic high ground, and we need to come back to American principles. And folks, I plead with you, please, do something. For your children's sake, for your grandchildren's sake, for your family's sake. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thank you for tuning in with me. Long live the conservative movement, and death, death, death to feminism.
A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.